This is to give you an idea of what I'm making. This is a 4 by 5, so a 20 pack of lithium-ion 18650 cells, and I've got these bus bars that I've made myself for the positive and negative sides. And the process to make that bus bar, they're identical for either side, is like this. So this is made of 2 separate pieces like this, and then I bought these terminal lugs for either side. And so here is basically my process for making these bus bars. So first I cut a piece of 8 gauge regular copper wire. There's a copper wire, 8 AWG, bare copper wire. And I cut that copper wire in a 7-inch lengths. That's step 1. Step 2 then is I take those lengths and I put one in my vise and another end just hook up to my the regular chuck on my cordless drill, and I spin it for a little bit, and that will straighten it out quite nicely. I'll show you how that works. There you can see how straight that is. Okay, so next I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from one end and put a mark. Alright, and then I put the piece of copper in my vise, and it's sitting right where that mark is. I don't know if you can see it, but exactly as I can get it on there. And then what I will do is just take my mallet, sledgehammer, whatever you want to call it, and just bend it over. At a 90-degree angle. Alright, then using this sort of see-through ruler that I have, I will start just at the inside edge of the short end, right there, and I will measure and put a mark at 4 1/8 inch. Alright, then I'm putting copper back in my vise again at that 4 1/8, exactly the top of the vise, and then I'm gonna this time bend it over that way. All right, now again, I've got it. You can see I've got looks like this, and then I will take again with my sort of see-through ruler here, placing the beginning mark right on the inside edge of that side. Then I'll make a mark right here at 9/16 on both ends. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I put that again, that mark is sitting right on the vise jaws in this way, and I've got a punch, and I'll hammer this way, and this whole thing will bend up. Hard for me to film, so I'm not going to, but I'll bend it up this way until it's at 90 degrees. And again, so then the finished product looks like this. And then what I will do is set them in these lugs. I've got a mark here and here. Show you what that looks like. So you can see here I've got just a black circle drawn on this piece of wood here and in there, and I sort of put this together in here loose, get it the way I want, and then I'll just put little marks where I want to trim these off here and there, take it apart, trim the ends off, and then I can put it back together, and then it makes a fairly accurate and pretty good tolerance in terms of the way that the bus bar goes together. Now, one of the reasons why a fair amount of tolerance is important in doing it this way is because my plan, as you can see, is I've got, for now, 7 of these packs, which will give me 20 in parallel, 7 in series. This is with lithium ion. This will essentially be a nominal 24 volt pack when it's all said and done. But I want to be able to move these together and basically have this would be negative, positive to negative, positive to negative, and so on, and be able to, so that the holes all line up on the front and the back side. And the reason why I've designed it so that I have a connection on both sides is because when I get to the point of expanding the pack with, let's say, a whole nother row of 7, instead of having to break these packs apart and redo them. For instance, if I have a whole nother row and I'm going to borrow one from here, I can just set it up the same way, bring it over here, and just attach that whole row across the back. And this time those packs will be positive, negative to negative, positive to positive. So it'll essentially be like adding capacity as I go back this way. And I also would have the possibility, if I wanted to expand back this way to add capacity, or add on in this direction. Instead of having 7 cells, I could add, instead of adding 7 in the back to add capacity, I can add 7 off this way and make it from nominal 24 volt, 7 more going this way in series, gives me a nominal 48 volt. And then I could add capacity that way too, so I'm really not limited, and all I just need to do is continue to build my inventory of these 20 by 4 packs, design them this way, and I can add however I want.